rally action from the opening round of the 2021 Dunlop Tyres WA Rally Championship. This is the Novus Class Winvale Park stages. A huge field of 46 starters made their way to the Winvale Park complex just over an hour from the Perth CBD. This year, a full championship points round and just under 90 competitive kilometres for the crews to tackle. This round put together in a collaboration between the West Australian Rally Advisory Panel and the Rally Clubs of WA, the very experienced Wendy Walker in charge as clerk, of course. 3 stages per loop, run twice in one direction and then another 2 runs in the reverse. 12 challenging sections for the teams to master. Three stages in and the rando weight combination leading the pack, but only by the slightest of margins. 2 faster stage times in the mix, back into the service with a 1 second gap from young Max McRae.
And one right, 70.
Having his first competitive run in an all-wheel drive machine, McRae's super impressive in his Maximum Motorsport provided WRX. He and co-driver Kieran's also taking a stage win, a 2nd and 3rd place, their opening loop results. John O'Dowd with a very slow start, in fact 4th quickest on the opening test, the best he could do. After a stab with the pencil from his co-driver, Jo was back on the pace and set 2nd fastest on the next 2 runs. However, he'd already dropped to 3rd place.
3 left now, 80.
Ben Searcy and new co-driver Kim Scrape, another with a slowish start. They'd hold down 4th place in the Swift Motorsport Evo 9. Making a return to competition after many, many years away, the very quick Stewie Warren making the top 5. He and co-driver Murray Hines piloting the race talk Peugeot 208, having an absolute ball and getting quicker and quicker with each passing kilometre. Notable runs from Flanagan, another return into the gravel. He's been away for over 10 years. 6th outright after this first loop of 3. Ali Aslam in the newly built WRX setting some top 10 stage times and well pleased. In contrast, former state champion Gary Whittle in the wars and struggling, issues with his WRX and unfortunately out of contention. The 15-strong 2-wheel drive field, defending champions Joss and Logue leading that pack. Quick off the mark, showing their class, taking the first 2 stages and 2nd place on the 3rd. Into the first service, just 4 seconds up on the now charging Alcorn. He started slower, but cranked it up to take the 3rd stage by 7 seconds. A great return to the series for Mark Travers on board his Toyota, 3rd place after 3 good clean stages. After purchasing the ex-Raz Vlad Fiesta, we were all expecting Gary Mills to be among the front runners, and we were not disappointed. In the top 4 after the first 2 tests, but then this. A super disappointing debut for the Mills Gray pairing. However, the signs are there for future battles. Alcorn clicked it up a gear and took 2 of the 3 stages in the 2nd loop, taking the lead and opening out a 21-second gap. Joss certainly not done, taking a stage and keeping the pressure well and truly on. Travers continued his great return, 3rd place the reward, even after an issue on special stage 6, which cost him over a minute. The flood combination, Lowther in the Corolla, Tuckett and Oxley all climbing into the top 6. The second run through the loop and McRae was on fire, taking the opening stage by 5 seconds and in the process the lead of the rally. A brilliant job, however disaster on the very next section. A fuel issue with his WRX and game over. A massive blow to what could have been. He and co-driver Kieran's rejoined the event later in the day, grabbing a handful of faster stage times. Very impressive speed. Meanwhile, the O'Dowd Fever combo turned up the heat and would clock into the halfway service, having driven quickest on 2 out of the 3 sections and leading the event by 1 second. Rando and Wade did their bit with top 3 stage times and certainly in the hunt. Searcy and other on the charge, 3rd place and 23 seconds off the lead. Flanagan and Warren making up the top 5 and enjoying a mini battle across this section. A brilliant run from Uslam and Wood, 8th outright and very much in the mix. Kelly Thomas and Tad Dave separated by just 7 seconds, 9th and 10th respectively. The 9-strong Clubman field joined the event on the second loop of 3 stages and would tackle the first of the reverse stages to complete their event. The sole Masters runner Graham Miles and co-driver Jason Humble having a clean run across the 6 stages and taking the points. The Clubman Cup win would go to the consistent drive of Tom Van Can and co-driver Steve Proctor. Good pace across the 6 sections, however not without a fight from the Carwood-O'Connell pairing. Then they would hit an issue on the second to last stage, putting them out of contention after leading. 2nd place to the XL of Livingston and Orchard, 3rd for the Z of the Lake combo. The reverse of the stages and more of the same from the leading 2-wheel drive Glenn Alcorn, taking the opening 2 sections and pushing out to a 46-second lead. Unfortunately, the next stage, Helena Reverse 1, saw the Escort take a hard landing, breaking a front-end component and skidding to a halt. Disappointingly, event done. Mark Travers also out of the event, a regrettable end to his return after sitting in 3rd. The Josh Logue pairing finding themselves back in the lead with a massive 4-minute plus lead. Understandably, they would ease back on the go pedal, but still take quickest on the remaining sections. A great start to their defence of their championship, maximum points at event's end. A brilliant run of consistency for the flood combination. Now not able to match the front runners in the horsepower stakes, however clean stages, no mistakes, and a super award of 2nd place 2-wheel drive. The husband and wife team of Alex and Lisa White had a quiet first half of the event, but then hit their straps and smashed their way to 3rd place at the finish. Mick Steele, Todd Payne and Simon Grattan bringing their respective machines home, scoring a place in the top 6. Outright contenders Flanagan and Warren having a great second half tussle. They started the reverse loop just over 20 seconds apart, taking consecutive stage wins from each other. Warren made a move on the second to last stage, grabbing 13 seconds to be just 6 seconds off Flanagan. Jack unfortunately having a clutch issue on the last stage, dropping over a minute and conceding a spot. Both teams grabbing an advantage and moving up a position after Rando had an issue. 3rd place to Warren and 4th for Flanagan in a great battle. As just said, a huge blow for the Rando-Wade pairing. Their WRX developing drive shaft issues on the 3rd to last stage. They had shown a fantastic turn of speed all event, starting the second half just 1 second off the lead. Yes, they were hemorrhaging time to O'Dowd, but still well within striking distance.
2 left, 60. 2 left, 60.
CSE fighting hard and would in fact take faster stage time in the opening afternoon section. He and co-driver Kim Scray not able to match the front pace, but remained consistent across the 5 remaining tests. To take the points for second place outright, this is a very good start to their 2021 campaign. Before Rando had dropped out of the event, O'Dowd and co-driver Fever had consolidated their position at the front of the pack. They headed into the last section with a big gap back to second place and could afford to ease off the pressure. 3 clean, quick and consistent stages to take the win and maximum points to their opening 2021 campaign. A nice way to get back on it after the mishap of the last run in 2020. This team and their Skoda proving to again be hard to beat on the tricky and challenging stages of this opening event.